What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our playoff semifinals team builder in W.A.I.L.O.R.D, or the wonderful amateur invitational league of ridiculous drafts. We are taking on Baconborne and the Villanova Victini. Bacon took over this team from our good friend Ben, or Fizzle the Hizzle, way back. We actually played Ben before he dropped the team. So we played Ben in week 6, and then I believe he dropped the team after that at some point, so either week 7 or week 8. We kind of smackarooed Ben, and it was the first time I've beaten Ben, and still remains the only time I've beaten Ben, unfortunately. But we took advantage of his one Darmanitan switch-in, which was Turtonator, and I set up a sub and belly drummed in his face, and we won the game. From there, with our sub-select belly drum Darm, we 5-0'd him, and Darmanitan got all 6 kills. Very swift game, and it went absolutely according to plan, which is probably the first time I think I've ever had a plan that worked out. But since then, the team has transferred to Bacon, so let's run through Bacon's team, and I'll run through the changes of what you might expect to see. So he has Miltank, Jolteon, Moltres Z-User, Pangoro Z-User, Barbaracle Z-User, Claydol Z-User, Muck Z-User, Whimsicott, Tornadus Incarnate Z-User, Cradilly Z-User, and Glalie Z-User. He has priority options in Jolteon with Quick Attack, Pangoro with Bullet Punch, Muck with Shadow Sneak, and Glalie with Ice Shard. Hazard setting in Miltank with Rocks, Claydol with Rocks, Cradilly with Rocks, and Glalie with Spikes. Removal options in Moltres with Defog, Claydol with Rapid Spin, Whimsicott with Defog, and Tornadus with Defog. And 4x weaknesses in Moltres to Rock, Pangoro to Fairy, Barbaracle to Grass, and Whimsicott to Poison. In terms of what has changed since week 6 in terms of his roster, he dropped Empoleon for Miltank, he dropped Haunter for Moltres, he dropped Turtonator for Barbaracle, he ended up dropping Audino for Muck, he kept the Whimsicott, the Tornadus, the Jolteon, the Claydol so far, and then he dropped Armaldo for Cradilly and kept Glalie. For the Spike support, I'm assuming. I am not expecting Glalie, it's basically the only thing I'm not expecting. And since Ben brought 3... well, what Ben brought was Empoleon, Jolteon, Haunter, Pangoro, Turtonator, and Tornadus. But what's left of that is Jolteon, Pangoro, and Tornadus. Now, Pangoro and Tornadus are both Z-users instead of just Tornadus being a Z-user. Somehow, I'm not... Oh, I guess he had less free points to play with, or used up more of his 3 points on Z usage. So things like Moltres scare me a lot. Jolteon's still scary, obviously. Barbaracle is a threat, although I don't think it's as good of a threat against my team as it may have been against some others. Tornadus is still a huge problem, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Pangoro poses an interesting problem because I'm switching my team up as well. And Miltank's a pain in the ass, Whimsicott's a pain in the ass, especially I saw him 6-0 Jed with Subseed Whimsicott, and it's an absolute nightmare to deal with. So I have some ways to get around that, though, and that is that. So let's walk through my team then. So first up is Physically Defensive Seismitoad. This is built to take on the Barbaracle. Barbaracle really can't touch me. Like, he kind of has to Shell Smash and tech on, like, HP Grass. I'm pretty sure he has to tech on HP Grass and run a little bit of investment. At the very least, he has to run a nature where he's reducing his defenses rather than reducing his special attack to be able to beat Seismitoad. And again, he has to have HP Grass. There's no way that he can... Like, I'm Water Absorbed, so, like, Razor Shell isn't touching me. Actually, I think it gets Liquidation now. Liquidation isn't touching me. And a Rock move, I, like, hard resist. So I really don't see a way the Barbaracle can get through my Seismitoad. This is also my main Pangoro wall, if I'm being completely honest. Potentially Glalie if he does bring that sort of Glalie, and Muck as well. Physical Tornadus, this is a decent check to Physical Tornadus as well. I have the Toxic on there for things like the Claydol if it wants to switch in on an Earthquake. I do obviously have the Scald to hit it back too. Scald is mainly there for burns. It's nice to hit the Moltres with, especially since if the Moltres comes, I would 100% expect it to be Z Solar Beam. And I will scout for that. I will definitely be scouting for a Z Solar Beam for the Moltres. I would imagine like a Flame Charge Z Solar Beam set doesn't look that bad from Moltres' perspective. Yeah. Earthquake, I mean, realistically, Earthquake can beat the Jolteon, because the Jolteon's also going to have HP Grass. It can beat the Barbaracle, and it can beat the Muck. Scald beats everything else not named Whimsicott. And Whimsicott is a big problem for the Seismitoad set, so I can't have Whimsicott like switching in willy-nilly, which is also why I have Toxic. My initial play is probably to just click Toxic. I don't really see a reason why he would ever want to switch Muck in on me. And Whimsicott also seems like it'd be a good idea to get rid of rocks if he's going to run Defog Whimsicott. Especially if he brings Moltres, he kind of has to, or he has to bring Claydol and hope that he can spin. But in my mind, Defog Whimsicott is just so consistent, or Defog Tornadus, really, because they're both Prankster Defoggers. So that's physically defensive Seismitoad. I'm bringing specially defensive Porygon 2, which has been the main role it's been in most seasons, most of this season, I should say. Bolt Beam with Recover Toxic. Again, Whimsicott, Subseed Whimsicott can still beat this, and that's, again, I don't really have the best ways to deal with Subseed Whimsicott, so I'm kind of expecting it, kind of not. Bolt Beam is just like perfect, almost perfect coverage against his team, really, except for the Miltank, really. And like Muck is still an issue, but again, I'm really not expecting Muck that much. Like, I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. I didn't mark it off on my dock, but now I will, because it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So yeah, Bolt Beam is like really good on P2. Toxic is there mainly for the Miltank, although I can also catch the Jolteon switching on me. I'm opting to run Discharge over Thunderbolt to get the Paralysis. That's really the only reason that I'm running it, is to paralyze stuff, and I would love to paralyze something like a Whimsicott. That would be kind of big, actually. Again, fully Spadef, I'm running Trace to switch in on Jolteon is the big thing for me. I can switch in on Jolteon, get the Volt Absorb going. I can switch in on Claydol, get the Levitate. I can switch in on Whimsicott or Tornadus, get their Pranksters, and then get Prankster Toxics and Prankster Recovers. Like, I think that's very useful. And even Moltres, if I can trace Pressure, it's the same thing. Scouting what ability the Miltank's going to be, I would imagine it's going to be Sap Sipper, but I can't tell for sure. He might have a reason to be Scrappy if he's expecting Palossand, but I can't really tell for sure. And Thick Fat probably makes the most sense if it's his Darmanitan answer. We can't confirm or deny any of those until we're actually in the game, unfortunately, though. Rotom-Mow is next, and this is an interesting set, right? So this is basically my answer to Subseed Whimsicott, okay? He can't Leech Seed me. What's he gonna do? He has to, like, Moonblast. That's like his best play, is to, like, Moonblast my Rotom-Mow. And I have HP Poison to guarantee break his subs. And that's really it. I mean, he can't scout that it's HP Poison. Like, it could be HP Ice. He doesn't know that. No, I mean, he could probably assume that it's going to be HP Poison. But it doesn't, again, it really doesn't matter. Like, HP Rock isn't viable because I can just, you know, click an electric move on the Moltres if I'm actually going to stay in for some weird reason. HP Ground isn't that viable because I'd rather just click Leaf Storm against the Jolteon. There's no HP Fairy. I don't have no need to be HP Grass when I'm a Grass type for the Barbaracle. So HP Poison definitely does make the most sense on the set for the Whimsicott, of course. But that's just sort of my way to deal with it. Even at -2, HP Poison is breaking a sub, so that's kind of important. Volt Switch just for the momentum. I mean, really, Jolteon kind of doesn't want to switch in because unless he's running like a Wish Jolteon set, he's kind of lacking the recovery necessary to switch in on Rotom-Mow, especially when I just showed that I was willing to run Specs Rotom-Mow last game. Yeah, enough speed on Rotom to outrun Glalie. Again, I don't think Glalie's coming, but the off chance that it does, I want the speed investment to outrun it. Be able to get a defog off when he's got the spikes and just Volt Switch out on it because it's an ice type and it threatens me. Yeah, defog is mainly there for the spike stack. He could just get up rocks. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of rocks, and obviously you see Darmanitan and Yanmega at the top of your screen, so like I don't want to have to defog, especially when I want to get my own rocks up, but I'm not bringing Shelmet this week, so it doesn't really matter on my side. Yeah, just that speed investment, max HP. Excuse me. And then the rest in special attack to get the most out of my offense. Darmanitan bringing Scarf, Darmanitan with U-Turn, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, Earthquake. U-Turn is completely free to start off the game. There is a 0% chance that the Moltres can burn me because I'm a Fire type, so I don't really care about clicking U-Turn, really. Rock Slide is there for the Moltres if I have to Revenge Kill it. I will outspeed a Flame Charged Moltres. That's the idea with the speed investment, is that I outspeed Moltres, so then with the Scarf I'm outspeeding that. Pangoro, Muck, and Tornadus are his knockoff users. I want to say Barbaracle gets it, but I don't think he can run it. I don't think he has the moves to run it. I think that he needs Water, he probably wants Rock for Yanmega. And then he has to have HP Grass for the Seismitoad. He can't touch Seismitoad otherwise. And he probably wants Shell Smash. I'm thinking a mixed Barbaracle is the best way to go if he brings it. If he brings it and he's not mixed, then Seismitoad just walls it, and I'm okay with that. Earthquake is there for the Barbaracle because it can tank Flare Blitzes. But besides that, his best Flare Blitz switch-in is like Miltank, Thick Fat Miltank. Which still doesn't want to take it, really, if we're being honest. I mean, like, it's technically a resisted hit because of Thick Fat, but Darmanitan just hits like a truck, dude. Moltres is a resist, in quotations. It's not really a resist. It should die after rocks if I ran the calc right. And actually, let's just run the calc, because why not, right? This team builder video, pretty much nobody watches team builder videos for entertainment. You guys just all want my insight on everything, don't you? The two people out there who watch my team builders. You probably can't even see it, but I'm going to calc on defensive Moltres. Okay, let's not calc defensive Moltres, because that's bull. There's no way. What? Well, whatever. Okay, so against non-defensive Moltres, it's likely it's a chance to two-shot after leftovers. Let's get leftovers out of there. It is a chance to two-shot. So, I mean, it's going to be a chance to two-shot after rocks, or a chance to Oko after rocks, really. I actually didn't anticipate Moltres to be that good of a switch-in to this. It's really more of an offensive mon. Not that it matters, really, because Rock Slide's doing so much damage to it, but there you go. That's that. Just see my team. No, I'm not letting you see that team. Where was I? Moltres, Miltank, whatnot. I mean, I don't know. Like, +6 Darmanitan could still absolutely tear through this team. Sub-Select was 100% a set in my mind because it runs this team. It absolutely obliterates this team. The problem I had is that I had nothing to set up on. Like, I could set up on maybe, like, Muck, expecting Earthquake or something. Like, Pangoro's a problem still, and if I get put in range where he can revenge me with Bullet Punch, then it's, like, GG, right? Tornadus I can't set up on. Claydol I can't set up on. Moltres I can't set up on because he's got, like, he could be running, like, Z Hurricane or something. I can't set up on Jolteon. I can't really set up on Whimsicott because he can just sub-seed me, which would be annoying as hell. Like, he could seed me and then I would sub, and then it would be just, like, the math on my health would just not work out. And I don't think Glalie coming, but Glalie is, like, maybe the one thing that I could set up a sub on, and even then it still gets Earthquake, so I don't know if that's worthwhile. Cradilly, I could have if he wasn't running a rock move, or if I set it up on, like, rocks or something turn 1. But again, yeah, it was just sort of like not in the cards for me to be able to run sub BD Darm this week. Yanmega, I'm also bringing a Scarf Yanmega. I did not want to run Speed Boost because I think Tinted Lens is way too valuable in this matchup. It blows through things like Tornadus, things like Moltres, things like Barbaracle, things like Pangoro. I mean, honestly, Muck as well. Like, those are all the things that resist Bug Buzz, and Bug Buzz from Tinted Lens Yanmega is scary. It's essentially, I'm pretty sure it's that are not very effective on a target, deal double damage. So, I mean, it's like specs, kind of. The math doesn't really work out that way because it takes into account the not very effective and then doubles the damage. But, it's a move that I can really click against this team is what I'm looking at. And he has 0 Bug Buzz answers is what I'm saying. U-turn for the momentum, Air Slash to beat down Pangoro if necessary, Cradilly if necessary. I mean, his fly resist is like Jolteon. Excuse me. I didn't anticipate myself needing another move, really. I could have teched on Giga Drain, but I decided Air Slash was a little bit better for the Pangoro mainly. HP Rock is there for the Moltres. Again, I'm scared of the Moltres, but it's also useful against the Tornadus. I'm still pretty sure Bug Buzz will hit the Tornadus a little bit harder, because Moltres 4 times resists Bug Buzz, so HP Rock is a little bit better there. Enough speed for the Moltres as well, so I'm outspeeding Flame Charge Moltres. Wait, hang on, am I? Why am I running 308 and 306? This is tying max speed Moltres because of the IVs. So there we go. And there. Okay, updated. Actually, what? Why are the IVs even like this? They shouldn't be. Sorry about that. Yeah, the IVs, like, when I run hidden powers, like, they really don't need to be that way. it's level 100. It's just bottle cap. The hidden power will always work. So that's the Omega, and then last but not least is Slurpuff. We're bringing a Sticky Web, Play Rough, Return, Belly Drum, Slurpuff. So this set is kind of cool because it also runs through him. Bullet Punch from Pangoro is a big issue for this set. That is the main problem that I have with this set. Otherwise, I can Belly Drum on, like, Miltank. I'm thinking I can probably Belly Drum on Miltank. If he's T-Wave, it's a pain in the ass. I can Belly Drum on Claydol very easily. Webs are nice against his team anyways, although, like, Moltres, Tornadus fly above, and Claydol levitates, of course. It's nice to get the drop on things like Jolteon. Miltank as well, and Barbaracle, because then if it sets up a sets up a shell smash. Oh my god, I did not practice my alliteration. If it sets up a shell smash on me, then it'll only be +1 speed, which Scarf Darm and Scarfion Mega will outspeed naturally. So webs are relatively useful. I am opting to run Return over Drain Punch, and okay, so the only reason that I'm doing this is because of Muck, and I could just like risk it, right? Which is actually kind of what I'm thinking now that I'm recording this, is that I could just risk it and run Drain Punch, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if he chips me with like Miltank, because +6 Drain Punch is killing that. So I'd rather run that. And I'm going to update this in my front office that shows, but enough speed on the Slurpuff so that I am out. Oh my god, I didn't write it down. You got to be shitting me. Wow, big oof. Okay, 259, anything at 250? Yeah, I'm outspeeding Barbaracle naturally. So there you go. So if I'm unburdened and he sets up a Shell Smash, I will outspeed him at +2 still. So that was the main idea there. Pretty much that's the whole team. I am really nervous going into this match, guys. It's a semifinals match, but like I've sort of just like smashed my way through this league up to this point, and I'm not prepared for this. Bacon picked up the team, and he's been undefeated since picking it up. I am the second. I was actually only 1 differential point away from being the first team in the entire league in the regular season, and I'm like by far the favorite to win this game, I think. But I'm nervous because this dude's good, and he's got a good team, and I actually think he's got a really good matchup against me that I just abused one factor of when I was playing Ben with it, and I think that it's been improved since he made the drop. So that's going to be for me, guys, and you guys should be seeing the live battle going up right after this.